Hello, 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 everybody. This is Big Tuna coming at you with another episode of Sid Meier's Civilization 5 Brave New World. We are playing as Sejong's Korean Empire. And guys, I gotta tell you, things are looking pretty exciting for us. We are officially in the medieval era. We are researching our first. Oh, we already got metal casting. No, we're solidly in the medieval era now. We got civil service, we got metal casting, we're getting physics in 2 turns. So we're unlocking some pretty exciting technologies. We're going to get theology next, and then go for education. And guys, once we start getting these universities and get the Oxford University, it's game on. I think we're currently second for science, but guys, Korea has science on its side. We're going to be steadily towards the head of the pack for most of the game. Um, Let me check in. I actually haven't looked. Let me look at religions. There are 2 religions can still be founded, which blows my mind. Definitely we're not gunning for a religion. But yeah, let's go ahead and save for that great profit. I don't know. 200 faith is minimum required for your next chance at a great profit. Guys, are we going to get a great profit the next turn? This was unexpected. We kind of ignored religion. We might just get a religion and get the bonuses from that. And I'm totally cool with that. Yeah, so that's even more exciting. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff on the horizon, so let's get moving. This is great. Really happy I discovered that. Boom! A great prophet has been born in the city of Seoul. So we ended up netting a religion. I wasn't even going for it. But guys, this is why you get shrines early. And then, they seem like a big sacrifice at first, but then you can kind of ignore them. And you end up racking up enough faith to get a great profit. Not going to lie, I was not expecting that. So yeah, let's go ahead and found a religion, the Korean religion. And I'm going to go for, there's some pretty beastly looking symbols here. I'm gonna go for Taoism. I just love the yin yang. I think it's like one of the coolest symbols. So no matter who I'm playing as, I always go for Taoism. The Sikhism symbol is, they're all pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, but Taoism is pretty awesome. I am gonna go for that. Let's get a good founder belief. So looking here, 1 gold for every 4 followers of this religion may not sound like a lot, but I think it's probably the best out of all of these. We're not building a wide empire, so +2 gold for each city following the religion doesn't really bring us in much. But 1 gold for every 4 followers, we're going to have a lot of followers if it's a half decent religion. Which, unless Germany's religion is crazy, let's go and see what's going on with them over there. They don't have any religious symbols, so I don't even know if they've founded a pantheon. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think we're gonna play tall. So even if let's say we have like a really big soul, uh, even in that city, like 1 gold for every 4 followers, it scales well. Um, we don't have a lot of access to gardens because I think we need access to fresh water for that. For the +1 production for each follower, this is a good one to choose if you just don't know what to do. Monasteries are okay. We don't have access to wine or incense. Looks like all the pagodas got snagged up and the mosques got snagged up. Those are 2 very good buildings, but they're much better if you're playing wide. I'd say if you're playing a wide empire, they're almost mandatory, at least one of those 2, because you need that happiness and culture in each one of your cities. But I'm going to go to +1 religion for each follower. I know swords into plowshares seems good, 15% faster growth rate. Um, Seems tempting, but we want production. We have a long build queues, and yeah, I think +1 production for each follower. It's what we want. Let's found that religion, Taoism. That's exciting. I didn't expect. I thought we'd lose a religion. I didn't think we'd get it. Okay, so this is an exciting time for us. We are able to lock down the second pearls. Great. So we locked down the second. So now we officially have a copy of pearls. Let's go to Germany. Let us begin. Let us trade. Let us do our extra copy of pearls for extra copy of wine. boom, and that went through. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really happy that went through. But yeah, we're officially doing our first trade with them. And here's the thing: they are neutral with us, but they don't really have a reason not to be neutral yet. I mean, we haven't really interacted with them at all. They have an embassy in our capital. We don't have an embassy in theirs. Um, I don't know how did that end up happening. I would like to get an embassy in their capital just to kind of see what they're up to. Uh, what would they want? Us to pay them 1 gold per turn to have an embassy in the cap. I don't know. I don't really care that much. I don't really care that much. Not right now. But yeah, so look at that. We got some extra, we just, because, we got 4 happiness just like that. And we got our, we're going to get extra 2 happiness from this Coliseum in Daegu, and then we're going to get an extra 5 from Circus Maximus when we put that together. So what's next? Well, I kind of want to level up all these cities. Like, I want to keep the 3 of these cities kind of equal, but I also want to be able to upgrade the capital and really let the capital grow. So Jeonju, I'm gonna let them continue to grow. I'm gonna snag this tile right here. I'm going to, so what I'm gonna get out is what I was talking about before, which is a cargo ship. So we'll get that cargo ship in 2 turns, send it to Daegu, and we'll ship it to Daegu and have it send it back to Seoul. That's going to increase our growth, right off, which is very exciting. So yeah, I know it's like we have these long build orders. Okay, great. We locked down physics. Let's just see Notre Dame. Heh, it's not worth chasing Notre Dame. We could shift into like production mode. It's not worth chasing Notre Dame. The 10 happiness looks tempting, but we may even get it. But guys, we have a lot of work to do. We kind of sacrificed a lot, to be honest, chasing the Great Library, and I think it was worth it. I think it gave us such a big boost. That it was definitely much appreciated, but we got to focus. It's kind of like, the way I almost describe it is like, let's say you're on vacation, right? And you're trying to figure out what to eat, trying to figure out what good meals would be, and you want to go through the junk food, right? Junk food is really good. I almost think of Wonders as like junk food. They're like your cotton candy, cotton candy. I don't know. They're like you go out and you get any great junk food on vacation. You get a huge basket of onion rings. You get maybe you drink some margaritas, whatever. But the point is they can be good, but you don't only want junk food like that. If you do that, you're not going to feel good. You're gonna have a great like 2-3 days of the vacation and feel like garbage towards the end. You need some healthy meals here and there. You need some fruits and veggies. And that's kind of your boring buildings, frankly. But they kind of make your empire up. Workshops are pretty boring, but they improve the production in your city. You need that. I don't know. I probably could have put together a much better analogy than that for as long as I've been thinking about it. But you know what? That is the analogy I chose. Look at us. Wow, our score went up. That's good. It went up. We don't live and die by the score, but we're back to #1 in science. That's exciting. And we're starting to like climb these numbers. So I'm glad that we had a little bit of faith. You can see our population is about half of the world leaders. Our soldiers are not excellent. We're going to want to, let's at least try to keep it around the average. I am going to try to build a bunch of Hwachas when we have a chance. So yeah, I'm going to stick to the plan. I'm going to go theology into education. We always want to stay ahead of the curve with our science. I think that's an important move is Korea. Now, okay, let's keep going. So yeah, stuff is starting to happen. I think some of our construction, it's starting to pay off. So let's go ahead and move this. Now this is exciting because we have 4 coastal cities. This is great. I'm really excited for that. I'm glad our capital didn't get trapped somewhere inland and you can't do sea trade routes. That'd be rough. So yeah, let's send cargo ship to Daegu. And then, so a lighthouse would be excellent in the capital, actually. That would provide a lot more food. That would be +1 production. That would be some good infrastructure. As you can tell, there's just a lot of needs on the capital. We're eventually going to want to get a workshop out of there. Um, yeah, I mean, you could tell that there's a lot of things calling for our attention right now. Now, so we have 4 turns until we're going to build the Circus Maximus. Yeah, building these flachos is going to be really attractive. It's going to, plant flachos in each of our cities. That's going to be nice. Yeah, this is why we can't really afford to do things like uh, the wonders right now. Notre Dame. We can't go chasing that, unfortunately. It's going to come at too high of a cost. So wonders aren't always the right decision. I'm going to get a lighthouse, and once that lighthouse is done, we'll start work on the Circus Maximus. Okay, great. So we're about to get the road to Daegu. Let's go ahead and just get Busan hooked up while we have this little bit of cash. Also, yeah, I want to get another worker out eventually. So we have a lot of things we got to build. We got a pretty long build queue. And as we discover new buildings, new things are going to be required. Okay, so look at this. +8 food per turn. That is insane, right? We can get 3 of those out right now. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, we might even be able to send from Seoul back to Daegu. But Seoul is a city that we can feel really comfortable growing right now, and it scales well with happiness because, for 4 happiness, you can get 8 new citizens out of Seoul, right? Because we get +1 happiness and it helps our goal. We get +1 gold for every 2 citizens in Seoul. So yeah, it makes all the sense in the world to send the food to Seoul. You want a big beastly capital, especially as Korea, but it pretty much helps you in most victory types. So the game is telling, yeah, let's okay, we'll start over here. We'll build the road. That's the nice thing about having cities close together. Oh, so this dude's still got to build that last road, but then we'll get cash coming in for connecting Jeonju. I guess this is a little wonky. I expected them to do a little roundabout thing here. You have to go to Daegu to go to Seoul. That's a little weird. I might send a guy to just build a road here. I think it would be a good investment, but we'll get the money from the connection anyway. Let us get these cattle hooked up. Wow, okay. We're going to lose 3 happiness in 1 turn. Actually, no, we're going to get the Coliseum too, but Busan, Daegu, and Jeonju are all going to grow. Let me make sure they're on avoid growth. I forgot that. Decisions. I'm going to let them all grow this turn. I'm going to let them all grow. Why not? Okay, they're not. So, okay, Jeonju's not on avoid growth. Daegu is. And again, I know I do a lot of shuffling around as citizens. I can go into that strategy at some point. I just, I don't want to focus on it too much. Okay. Okay. Let's do it, baby. Yeah, see, somebody went for Notre Dame. It's a pretty, top tier wonder, and you really have to set out from it early. And, yeah, it would have been a big thing. So cool. So we're scaling up. Look at this. We got the +2 happiness from the Coliseum, so our happiness is still in a good spot. I may, just to scale up the capital. This is a tough call, but I might just allow some capital growth right now and just kind of hunker down and maybe avoid growth. So look at this. We officially have, this is another cool thing about getting buildings like this, workshops. So we're officially getting an engineer. Now, you can notice that there's the +2 production, which is awesome, and the +3 great engineer points, which when we get a great engineer, I'll go into what that is more. But we're also, so that it helps the production and the production of the city. We also see that +2 science. This is where Korea is also freaking awesome. So if the tech boosts were not enough, you're getting +2 science for each one of these specialists. And I mean, guys, this is going to be a huge boost. This is why you want to grow your population and then get these buildings that you can work. So this is cool. We're going to reap the benefits right away from that. So we did go ahead and get the, now this is an interesting idea. The Circus Maximus should be built in the capital. I was saying, what if one of these other cities builds it, and then that extra time it would afford the capital can just go to town, building a lot of the things in the build queue. Circus Maximus, Is that an idea worth exploring? Who is the best production? You know what, Busan? We're going to give you the honor of constructing Circus Maximus. It doesn't really matter the city that it's built in, and that like freeing up that responsibility. We are going to get it 8 turns later, and I get that. But freeing up that responsibility is going to allow Seoul to build so much more. We can get workers out. I think it's actually a good call. I think it's a good call. Yeah. Busan, you're going to have the honor of having Circus Maximus. Um, so Deku finished Coliseum. Great news. So I think we're going workshop into library. I think that's a good call. And again, we'll kind of avoid growth for now. We'll do production. So 14 turns for a workshop. We're just really going to scale up in Seoul. And then when we get the Circus Maximus, we can kind of start to grow again. But yeah, let's just get some of these core buildings out. I think that's something the Empire is really going to want. Okay, excellent. We got the lighthouse. That improves the food, and that improves the production in Seoul. And we got our first policy. Now, okay, we unlocked the tradition tree. Now, here's what I'm thinking. So we're not going to get all the way through the exploration tree, but we definitely, rationalism is our bread and butter. It's what's going to help us, when it's just going to help get our science game off the ground. But there are a few key policies that I think, just specifically, we don't really gain much from unlocking exploration, but we do get maritime infrastructure. Now that's +3 production in all coastal cities. If you haven't noticed, we have 4 coastal cities, so that's +12 production per turn to the Empire. I don't know if it sounds like much to you. At this point of the game, it's gonna mean a lot, and it's right around this point of the game where it's supposed to be most effective. We're like in the early medieval era. You can't even unlock exploration until the medieval era. And next, we're going to get naval tradition. That gives us +1 happiness for each harbor, seaport, or lighthouse. I completely intend on getting all 3 of those buildings in each of the cities. So that is, +12 happiness right there, which counts for, if you translate that directly 1-for-1 for growth, it's going to allow us to scale our capital by 6, because remember, we get +1 happiness for each 2 population. So that's going to allow us to scale our capital by 6 population, and it's going to allow us to scale by 3 in each of the other cities. It's just too much to say no to. Then we'll probably walk away from the tree. The other stuff is not, we get +1 gold for each harbor, seaport, or lighthouse. I think we start to lose, unless if we were like England and wanted to navally dominate the globe, that would be worth it, but it's not really, these things aren't as important towards our victory type. And at that point, we'll be into the Renaissance, and we will be able to unlock rationalism. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm very excited for that. Let's keep it going. Things are going well for us. So yeah, we're going to unlock exploration. We're not going to get, so the first policy, adopting exploration gives +1 movement for naval units and +1 sight for naval combat units. So it's going to allow our triremes to move around. I still think our turtle ships, it's not going to affect them because they can't go into deep ocean tiles. We'll see, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to help us that much. We're really doing it for these 2 policies, to be honest. Here we go. So we got exploration, very exciting stuff. So what do we unlock next? So we got the lighthouse. We are going to want to build amphitheaters eventually to get our culture game moving a tiny bit faster. Again, huachas are great. I've been promising a worker for a long time. I'm going to get another worker out. It would be nice to get another workboat and work this other thing, but I think just a land worker to boost some of these tiles is going to be worth it. We're not hitting our goals for the amount of workers we have. If I'm counting correctly, we only have 3. We want 7 total. That's our long-term goal. So we are, we're going to want to go for that. And that's very important. Great. So we got Busan connected, I think. Oh no, that's just from Jeonju. We're still connected, so +13 gold. And then, we're going to get Busan connected, so that's going to help our growth even more. Or that's going to help our gold. Excellent. So this dude can So there are borders. You know what I'm actually going to do? I don't want to lose access to this plantation. Boom. So they can take that jungle tile. We'll grow to it in 8 turns. I don't know if it's worth buying. Like, we do get +2 science for jungle tiles, which is good. Like, their borders are going to expand at some point, but it's not worth... I don't know if it's worth, like, fighting with them over it. I think this production tile might be worth buying. I'm gonna lock that down. I don't want them to take that. But I don't know. Okay. So that did, that was a big expense on our coffers, but that's the only time we're really gonna have to go like tit for tat for land with anybody. Now that this guy's down the road, I think, yeah, he can go work that plantation now. It's gonna bring a lot of growth for Junju. So yeah, another worker. So we went from 3 to 4. That's good. So we still want to get 3 out there. How quickly can we move? Yeah, like part of me just wants to help him get the road put together. Actually, let him. He can go up here. He can start working that mine. A market is going to seriously help our gold flow at this point. So yeah, there is a lot that we're going to want to do. So we still got 16 turns on Circus Maximus, which is fine because we're only growing in the capital, remember. Let me get this guy to focus on this growth here. Let's get that workshop nailed down. And then we can have a specialist in Seoul as well. But like production in the capital is something we're definitely going to want. Again, our fruits and vegetables, guys. This is what makes or breaks a Civ. We want a big old capital. Also, now that we're getting these city connections, so the way that it's calculated tends to be the size of the base city the connected city to the size of the capital. So yeah, that's something we're going to want to hook up. Or yeah, I think it helps our gold flow for all of our connections. Good job, worker. Very proud of you. Just keep on building farms. Maybe we'll unlock this tile soon. So one thing I've thought about is we do want to meet the rest of the world. And we can't, our turtle ships are not going to go that far. Like, we can't really leave the island. So, yeah, we may want to focus on getting frigates earlier rather than later, just to, like, explore the world, meet people, do trade deals, stuff like that. So what do we just lock down here? Great, so workshop, our science is starting to take off. I mean, we're second. So somebody has taken off in a big way, but, I mean, look, we're starting to catch up in other ways. Wouldn't be too worried. And again, we're still, like, we don't even have libraries in every city. So we got that workshop. Yeah, let's get that library. But look at that. Our production's great now. Especially with the specialist working the workshop. Yeah. I wouldn't sweat that too much. Education, baby. Boost science related, like the research agreement. So yeah, once we build, we're gonna grow 20 turns until border growth. I don't know. We may lose this. Actually, we may lose these jungle tiles, but we'll probably lock down these two. I'm not too worried about that. So here's the thing. I mean, we stand to gain a lot of science by picking up the university in Seoul. And I'm going to go for it. I think once we get that university, these are all forest tiles, unfortunately. You tend to get +2 gold for jungle tiles, but forest doesn't really help you much in that respect. So what do we want to go for next? I think machinery, because that's going to allow us to get crossbowmen, and that's also going to allow us to get an ironworks. So yeah, I'm going to go guilds into machinery. We're going to get our turtle ships up soon. I wouldn't worry about that. Slowly but surely, things are coming together for us. So Soul grew. I mean, yeah, we're just enjoying, we're riding out this growth. And yeah, let's actually get a specialist in the workshop. I know we're trying to grow, but we're experiencing healthy growth here, and we can get the +2. Yeah, so our science is just beastly right now. And we got a great scientist. Amazing. So normally, there's a few things you can do. This is our first great person officially. You can do two things with great scientists. You can bulb them, meaning they'll discover a tech. They'll give you like a big tech boost. They'll like, I think based on your an average of your last 8 turns of science per turn, they will, give you a big tech boost. Or you can plant them, and they'll found a scientific academy. Now we're going to do that because it's still early enough in the game that it's worth it, and we get +2 science from great people tiles. So we'll pick up an extra 2 science from that tile, which is great. All right, we expanded to the hill. I'm going to just keep on improving productivity in those cities. City connection established. So we are all connected. That's great. Yeah, so it's easier now. I think I am going to build an access road at the very least, like here, just to make it easier. It's kind of goofy how that panned out. Yeah, so I'm going to construct an academy, +1 food, and +10 science. Oh, the marsh on this tile will be removed. All right, sounds good. So I'm not working this tile. Yeah, move this dude over here. Go. 91 gold, or 91 science. Yeah, excellent. I mean, our science got off the ground in a big, big, big way. Yeah, so now we want to focus on. Now we want to focus on some wood. What am I trying to say here? Lumber yards in the forest. Yeah, we got to lock down that library now. Yeah, we're here with our science, and we haven't even gotten libraries in our cities yet. Like, we're about to get a library in Jeonju. Do we have a library in Busan? No. I probably shouldn't have pushed that back, but whatever. We'll do it after the Circus Maximus. Great. So landed a library in Jeonju. Just we're creeping up towards triple digits for our science, which is great. So I could go for the university. Here's what I'm actually going to do. Again, I'm so happy that we got the +1. I do want to focus on growth again for these guys eventually. I mean, the university is really, really, really going to help our science. But we're falling a bit too far behind, I think, in... Actually, no, let's get a lighthouse. No. I'm actually going to build a Hwacha here. I think I just want to improve our military a tiny bit. I don't want to become, like, too easy of a target. I'd say, can we get lumber yards up in all these cities? You'll see a big boost to our science when we get this university up in Seoul. Oh, almost forgot. That when you build a scientific building in Seoul, we get a big boost to a certain technology. So yeah, let's do the fattest technology on the map, which is acoustics. We'll see how much of a boost we get when we build that. Okay, we've got a plantation here. Too bad they're not growth focused right now. I mean, the happiness thing has been a bit annoying. I think the main problem with our happiness is we haven't met other civs yet. So if we had, we could be doing like trade deals with our luxury resources and getting happiness from them. And that hasn't happened yet. But like I said, we have some policies coming to score us some extra happiness. We'll get it figured out. We have Circus Maximus in 5 turns. Now we'll just get another farm. we getting this tile anytime soon? No, I don't. It doesn't look like they're gonna snag that one, so I don't see the point in buying it right now. Let's just get another. So can we construct +1 food, +1 production? Oh, we haven't even improved these pearls here. We haven't improved the fish. We have a lot to do in these cities. This is a tough call. Yeah, I'll do the farm. So how much of acoustics? All right. I mean, hey, I'm not going to complain. So we got 5 turns. Yeah, and we're at 113. Are we back at the top? We're not, but look, we're almost the first for population. I mean, we're catching up in a lot of ways. Um, okay, we need to get military units out. I mean, we just have an embarrassing. Like Germany probably doesn't respect us. Yeah, they're not crazy about us at all. So yeah, we got to get. I'm actually gonna see. There's like all these little things that would be awesome for the empire. Like I should also get a national epic. Um, but yeah, I want to lock down a. Also, like our capital is pretty big now. I think we should allow some growth in the smaller city. Like they're getting a little small compared to our capital. Um, but yeah, we need to get Hawachas. I'm gonna just start building. I'm gonna probably build enough to put one at each city, honestly. And I know Seoul is getting the food. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna use the food that we're getting from the trade route to put 2 more specialists in the university and just make look how beastly that makes our science. Oh my goodness gracious! And then that way, their growth is still good. We can might actually make them production focused, and they're still getting they're still getting a lot of food. And I'm not actually allow. I'm going to allow Daegu to grow actually, and I'm going to prevent growth in Seoul, even though I know I'm sending them a food trade route, and I know that seems silly. Well, actually no, we're going to get Circus Maximus soon, and I'm not going to focus on growth. I am going to allow Daegu to grow because they're the closest to like Germany. Again, they're kind of the gateway to the empire, and I don't want them to be too small. I want them to be a big and mighty city as well. I want them all to be big and mighty cities, but we do have to manage our happiness a little bit. Otherwise, we would just be growing everything like crazy. But unfortunately, the happiness mechanism is a pretty big mechanism in Civ. So yeah, Daegu experiencing growth. We're going to go back to our production focus. But look at that. And then we're using all of our specialists right now. If we had better happiness, we wouldn't be working them. But while we have to kind of like watch our happiness, while we have to watch our happiness, we're keeping an eye on. We just have to manage it the best we can. And we're going to have to go meet the broader world at some point. Because we have to score some extra happiness. Like 5 is not going to float us that much longer. I'm just going to keep, manual specialist control. I am going to keep Seoul on avoid growth. And we're going to wait for that Circus Maximus in 3 turns. It's going to be a breath of fresh air. If I can I don't know when the trade route ends, but I actually don't want to keep working acoustics. I don't care that much about it right now. I would be down to get machinery. yeah, our science has taken off in a big way, I would say. I mean, look at that. It's doing good. And we're second. I mean, we're not falling too far behind the pack. So I feel really happy about that. Okay, we landed Circus Maximus. Excellent. Yeah, and I do, again, I don't want these cities to become too shrimpy. I do think we need to go for a library. We need to get libraries in all our cities. For sure. Yeah, I'm going to go for a circus. We just need to keep the happiness flowing. And in the meantime, I'm going to allow Jeju to grow. I played as India recently, and India is awesome because you get, like, literally in every city, you get half the amount of unhappiness. So you can grow, for every happiness you have, you can grow 2 population, which is just friggin' insane. I mean, you can understand, like, yeah, you get to a point where you kind of don't have to manage your happiness, and it's a bit crazy and it's a bit awesome. But you know, this is having to manage happiness is just a part of the game. It's a pretty central mechanic, you'll find, and yeah, you just got to keep the people happy. So you got to keep growing, and it's a part of the game. It would be, I think, a little bit easier if we were closer to some other populations, but so yeah, we have 5 population. I want to leverage that to allow, like, I may, yeah, I want Busan to keep growing. And I may manufacture another cargo ship and like send it from Jeonju to Busan, just to allow Busan to get some growth from this. So you can't get circuses in every city, unfortunately. They are 2+2 happiness. Okay, so I'm actually going to send the Hwacha again to Daegu, because Daegu is kind of the, yeah, if Germany were to launch a land invasion, which they can't as of now build maritime units, I don't know what they're doing. They're going to be long term. Just they're going to be one of the worst civs, I think, because they're trapping themselves. Like, they are on a pretty small continent, and they don't have any coastal. I guess Munich is their coastal city. I didn't realize that. But Munich is only 8 pop. I mean, it's so yeah, they could do a sea invasion for sure. That could happen, but they only have 1 coastal city. I don't know. I'm not too worried. But they should have expanded here too. I don't know what they're thinking. We're actually gonna move this composite bowman down to Jeonju. Finally, it took a long time, so you can see how much quicker we can move now. Yeah, I'm gonna move this guy here. You can see how like quickly we can move. I am gonna make use of. So you see how we have a lot of needs. Like, I would like to improve these pearls, but they're not gonna net us any happiness. They're gonna net us a little bit of gold. I might buy that. I might buy a workboat. No, that's silly. We can make it in 2 turns. But yeah, I'm gonna get a cargo ship to send. I want Jeonju and Busan to grow. Yeah, I'm gonna have this guy improve. Like, get him around the capital. He can start improving stuff over there. Oh, all right. Well, we went over. For those of you who were shouting at the screen because of that, yeah, we went over time. We are at turn 152. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, this game, you can see how like it's really difficult to find an easy time to stop a particular turn. But yeah, so you can tell. I'm actually, before I forget, I am gonna move this guy back into the. How did he move that far? You can't. Never mind. Well, that was stupid. I'm just gonna get this composite bowman down here. I'll move one of them into the city. We wasted a little bit of gold there, but we'll survive. I'm gonna have this guy build this. Glad to have the Hwacha there. Um, Actually, I'm not gonna build another cargo ship because this one's gonna finish soon. I think. I think we can actually see our trade routes. Sorry, these are things I just want to get, like, while they're on my mind, I want to get them straightened out. Can you see city list? Can I see economic overview? resources imported, local resources. Where can I see the like when the things went? Anyway, I am actually going to invest in something else for now. um, and that's going to be a stoneworks. It's just going to net us an extra happiness and some culture. I'm sorry, some production. I think when this finishes, rather than sending the growth to the capital again, I'm going to bring it down to Jeonju and grow Busan. But we do have to get on top of our happiness game. I think we also want to start producing some triremes just to like kind of explore the outside world. In fact, you know what? I am gonna spend a quick purchase. I'm gonna get a trireme, and then I'm gonna allow that trireme. Now that we have kind of that +1 movement, we'll see if we can even discover one other civ, we can maybe trade with them and get some extra happiness. So I want to meet the outside world. Okay, I totally accidentally ended the turn. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stop playing. But listen, guys, you guys have been awesome per usual. This was video 5. As you can see, stuff is like slowly coming together for us. I know that like these scores are liable to shift a lot. I think the most important thing though is that we're like not falling too far behind. We share an island with like a pretty weak civ, for what it's worth. Like with might empires such as I think that's supposed to say mighty empires. So he doesn't think we're like totally weak. So he's done Liberty. He's choosing Liberty in the late game, like not in the late game, but in the mid game. Yeah, he's a weirdo, and he doesn't have that much desert tile. He has like a little bit, and he went for Petra. Here's the point: he's not going to be a risk. If he was a total monster, like sometimes Germany will plant like he would have like 8 cities out of this somehow. He'd just be, and then they'd all be like decent population, and then he could like suddenly build a huge army. I don't know if he's going to have a 4th city, and I don't know. It's not going to be like it may be here. I was worried about that, but he kind of expanded away. We have kind of a chill neighbor on our continent, like. Chill in the fact that he's like not great at the game. So yeah, I don't know, things are looking up. We're like, let's look at our demographics. We're like, look at like 2, 2, 2 to 2. Considering like the slow start we got, it's pretty sweet. Yeah, so there's some other strong civs out there, no doubt about it. Somebody is getting a little bit ahead in science, but then again, it took us forever to get libraries in our cities, and we're still above the average. We're going to get universities in all of our cities soon, so I really wouldn't sweat that. And Korea is really built for the late game, to be honest. Like if you haven't noticed, they don't really hit their stride until you start getting things like specialists and great tile improvements, and you can get more and more like science buildings in the capital. So I think we have some great times ahead. I really do. But in the meantime, thank you so much for tuning in. And I will catch you guys in video 6. Bye-bye.